It's peace. Happy now. Now is the vibe rate. The rate at which we're vibing. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now. Right now, I just want to speak on the crystal repertoire. Right quick. Working with golden rutilated quartz, tumblestone, and I just got this piece of quartz. This is like a cathedral quartz, and again, there's so many different formations because you can have more than one formation in one type of, in one piece of quartz. Because this one is a cathedral quartz, and it's also an Isis quartz. And I just want to speak on a few aspects and the synchronicity of me working with these two crystals right now. Now, golden rutile quartz is to help to expand extrasensory perception. And I think I may have spoke on it before, like doing a meditation, because again, the crystals are tools, and we want to use these tools to help connect more or help gain more knowledge about ourselves, you know what I'm saying, to help get a stronger connection with our inner universe and our inner source, and know more about our soul purpose and what it is, like again, to help ourselves to the fullest. It's not just to look pretty, and hey, I got this crystal. It's actually a tool to help us do some work, and you got to put in the work. Again, if you just holding a hammer in your hand and looking at a nail, and like, oh, this is a nice hammer, look at how nice it is. But if you don't know how to use it and know how to actually apply the hammer, then you're not really doing the work. So just always remember that when you're working with crystals. But it helps to expand the extrasensory perception. And just like the golden rutiles within it, you could do a meditation like to amplify your telepathic connection and your connection to, in fact, my queen used the terminology, the grid, connecting to the grid, connecting to the ley lines, connecting, because again, everything is just waves and vibrations. We're just waves and vibrations and conscious expression within a bodysuit, our energetic expression within a bodysuit, the no thing with the ability to be, all things, but within this lifetime, having a unique expression within this bodysuit. But you close your eyes and visualize, I like to always go from the spinal cord, but the middle of the body or the spinal cord, and visualize nothing but like gold, just like the little rutiles within the golden rutile, just like the little, because I think the rutiles are made out of titanium, if I'm not mistaken. But you visualize little needles spreading out of your body, out of your energetic body. If you want to be more detailed, view the 7 layers of your auric field as well with the 7 chakras. But that's not necessarily the point. The point is to view the needles going out, and connecting, underneath your feet, all around you, and basically connecting to everything within the plane, and visualizing that connection, and like just seeing the energy flowing in and out of those needles, and before doing the visualizations, you could actually speak on like, hey, this meditation is to amplify my extrasensory perception and amplify my connection with the grid, amplify my connection to all that is, to tap in, because it's basically like tapping into the Akashic records as well, which I'm gonna get into too. But the golden rutile helps to release past trauma from this lifetime and past lives as well, because again, right now it's karma is releasing karma time, you know what I'm saying? And karma is just cause and effect. Like a lot of people use the word karma and make you think like, oh, it's good stuff, this is bad stuff. There's no good or bad, it's cause and effect. Point blank period, you know what I'm saying? Like you have a certain cause, it leaves a certain effect. It's not nothing bad or good, you know what I'm saying? That would be up to the observer, whether it's good or bad, in that sense of it. But, it's neither bad nor good. But it helps to release past trauma from this lifetime and past lives as well. And It's also good for releasing fear and anxiety, and also great for helping you to forgive yourself. Because another thing too is like, again, how I spoke on connecting with a past life. You know, you got to give forgiveness, like whatever it was, whatever trauma that past life went through. You know, you gotta, forgive that aspect of yourself and say, hey, it's cool. Whatever happened, it happened for a reason, and you don't have to continuously hold on to this trauma. Moving forward. And realizing like, hey, past life, you integrated with my energy right now in this lifetime as well. So it's beneficial for both of us to release this trauma so we could live, our best life. Shout out to the train coming, which a lot of times signifies that a lot of things are moving for you in the universe, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, shout out to my queen for bringing that one up to my reality. Matter of fact, speaking of queens, we releasing this trauma and balancing out ourselves so we could have, have like this connection, balancing things out within so we could, our external realm will reflect what's going on inside, because the more we become balanced within, we'll be connecting with that significant other, if it's meant for us in this lifetime, you know what I'm saying, if that's a part of our destiny. Now also, when I was speaking of helping releasing trauma, and healing trauma, rhodonite is great for that physical healing, and as well as a matter of fact, mookiite would be good in combination with this for the physical healing. That, ocean jasper, and bloodstone and shungite. But on the energetic level, rhodonite helps to get over trauma, and it's great for that, for healing those wounds. So it's like being a scab for that scar, So again, connecting with these past lives. Now also, Rutilated Quartz helps to cleanse your aura and helps to repel parasites, the parasitic energies in certain little foods we may consume. And there's not to be no extremists on the health vibes or, to be either or, but just making sure you're aware of what you're consuming and making sure that parasites is not running your body, like, that you are running the show and not the parasites, It's also good, again, for boosting telepathy and other psychic communication gifts. And again, with that visualization exercise I just spoke on earlier, that will help as well. And it creates a flow due to releasing dense negativity. So it creates a certain help to create a certain flow to life because it's releasing dense energies within, And it also is great for boosting concentration and mental clarity, because in order to do visualizations and have certain intentions with meditation, we have to have a certain focus to visualize things. And if we unfocus, you can't even picture anything in your head if you're not really focused and grounded enough to do that. So, it helps with that as well. Now, the other aspect, working with this quartz right now, it has it's Isis quartz as well as Cathedral Quartz. And Isis quartz means that one of the faces on it will have like this, this shape to it, like five-sided shape, where the top part is elongated and the bottom part is short and got like the, the vibe like that. But basically, put it closer, but that's the shape like one of the faces. I'm trying to see if I can point to it. Is this one right here. Barely could see it, but when one of the facets, the faces on the quartz is shaped like that, and it's an Isis quartz. And just simply, just for a little bit on it, it helps to promote a connection to the feminine energy, that Isis energy, Isis, Ishtar, Inanna, Freya, Frigg, Urzuli Freya, Oshun, like, that goddess energy, Lakshmi, helps to connect with that feminine energy strong. And it also helps with emotional issues, because I just spoke recently about how I was dealing with the aspect of making sure I'm expressing my emotions genuinely, because emotions go into lining up with, your destiny, so to speak, because again, your emotions let your higher self know, like, all right, you really love being in a new house, or you really love starting a new business, and genuinely like, but you don't like this energy, or you dislike this energy, where you want to use the word dislike or hate. I choose not to use the word hate, but it's no good or bad word in that sense of it. I remember I used to be very sensitive over that aspect, but it is what it is. We continuously grow and learn about ourselves. So I realized to not be so stuck up on certain words. But again, like, if you're not genuinely expressing like, hey, I dislike being codependent on somebody else, like, that's a healthy thing to express, genuinely, that you dislike being in a situation where you're codependent, because that lets the universe know, like, hey, all right, well, let me bring you to something that you do love and like, compared to if you're wearing a mask, like, oh, it's all good all the time, and I don't care if I'm codependent on somebody. Hey, that's just what it is. Of course you accept what it is and surrender to the moment because you have no choice. But if it's something you dislike, you don't put a mask over it. You express that, hey, I dislike this situation, and within your moment, within your now moment, you do whatever is best, whatever you can do, and whatever is best in your moment to shift that energy. Because again, as much as we do have a quote unquote destiny, if you just play that game of like, oh, subconscious mind really don't matter, and doing this work really don't matter, so I'ma just sit here. If you just sit there without doing anything, that goes back to my video, like with the car rental service. Like, you're not using your vehicle, something else gonna want to use your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? If you're not using it in that sense, and that may be a part of your destiny. Then if you get stubborn, like, where you hear the word destiny and it gets you to a place where you like feel like, oh, I don't have to do shit, but then realizing you still doing things. Yeah, it might seem like, well, shit, what's the point of working with my subconscious if everything already destined? That's a part of playing out the destiny. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Again, expressing emotions. So this helps with emotional issues, and it also prevents us from getting drawn into other energies, especially if you find similarities between somebody else's situation and yours. So basically, it prevents you from getting drawn into somebody else's energies or any other energies. And matter of fact, with that aspect, it would be a great combination with fluorite, because fluorite helps for you to realize your unique energy and stand within your unique energy and not be a follower or just go with the flow of somebody else, because you have to be accountable to be strongly grounded in your energy, or else you'll get caught up in somebody else's Taurus field or somebody else's waves, because you're not strong in your energy. You'll become something, a being that's just following and doing what somebody else doing, So making sure because again, still connected to the all, the stomach, the intestines, the heart, the lungs, the esophagus, it's all connected to make this body whole. And at the same time, though, they all have a unique task and a unique thing they bring to the table, you know what I'm saying? And if they're not standing in their uniqueness, if the stomach starts to get influenced by the lungs, and the stomach say, all right, I don't want to digest food no more, I want to start breathing like the lungs, and your body gonna malfunction, and the whole gonna break down, you know what I'm saying? So the whole comes together by the unique pieces and parts within that whole, from the microcosm to the macrocosm, as above, so below, as within, so without. So there's that aspect as well. So again, and then also it's a Cathedral Quartz, so it helps to connect with the Akashic records. And the Akashic records is basically like the etherical aspect, like an etherical library of all that is and all that ever happened and all that will happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the Akashic records, like the infinite library that we could tap into. You know what I'm saying? That again helps us with healing past lives and connecting with that energy, to heal trauma. Because right now it's important to really go within and again study ourselves to the fullest and see what's going on inside of our universe. By studying yourself and seeing what's going on inside of your universe, you will be able to be a beacon and help others heal. You know what I'm saying? By going through it and healing yourself, you will be to discover, hey, this is what worked for me, and you'll be able to share that with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Become somebody who has classes, or do YouTube videos, or actually do healing, you know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing I'm gonna implement as well. I'm gonna do crystal grid healing for people as well, you know what I'm saying? But I do crystal grid healing on myself in order to see what works, you know, and what heals me, and then I could, you know, express that with others. Again, not just looking to, oh, I just gotta save the world, but no, you know, you got a world inside of you, and there's a balance. You save the inner world, and then, you know, within, and then balance with your external aspects of, like, you know, it'll take care, you know, healing the inner world, have you doing things that'll help the external realm, you know, in some way, form, or fashion, you know, without you even looking at it as like, oh, I gotta save the world, you know what I'm saying, in that sense of it. But also, this crystal is great for cooperation and a group connection. So great for cooperating in a group and amplifying the connection in group situations. You know, as a matter of fact, that's been key for me as well, because I realized, like, in a past life, how I shunned off family and you know, family and certain relationships. So right now I'm making sure that, you know, I'm connecting with my family. And that doesn't mean, like, you know, if they are you know, not on the level of growth I am, I'm gonna be exactly like what, you know, what they're doing. No, I still maintain my uniqueness, but I don't I don't shun them away. Like, I be my unique self around them and still connect with them, you know what I'm saying, and still, you know, have that connection, you know, without just like, oh, fuck the family, you know what I'm saying, like, completely in that sense. I mean, I get it if your family or whoever it is, you know, your earth-plane family, like, it was extremely harmful towards you in that sense of it, then yeah, you know, or you could feel the energy of, like, them secretly hating on you, or, you know, or not wanting to see you do your best, then yeah, you know, you don't try to constantly be around those beings. You know, you could love from a distance, but, you know, but definitely just being aware to with that energy, you know what I'm saying, of connecting with family, you know, and you know, dealing with relationships on all levels, you know, again, that Libra energy, cooperation and connecting with family, but then also making sure it's not getting to a negative aspect of codependency, you know, which I spoke on. Chrysoprase is good for healing codependent energy, you know. But that's basically it. Again, just speaking on me working with the golden rutile and the Cathedral Quartz point, Cathedral and Isis Quartz, and the golden rutile quartz, you know. And how, you know, again, and those was crystals that I was just drawn to, you know, crystals. Matter of fact, this one, my coworker had me drawn to that one, because he had told me, you know, went into work, and I was kind of releasing some energies, and he's like, hey, hold this crystal right here, and you know, and just breathe. And it happened to be a golden rutile, so I called, like, hey, I would, you know, want to get a piece of that. And then also the quartz, sparked me to get a quartz as well, and just to show you other crystals I'm working with right now. You know, rose quartz, because again, helping to heal emotions, to love ourselves fully and unconditionally. You know, self-love, self-worth. You know, because in order to be able to love somebody else, you gotta love yourself first and foremost. And this helps to, you know, heal emotional trauma, and also because we're getting a lot of, you know, strong karmic energies coming up. Rose quartz helps for us to kind of, you know, deal with it with a loving energy behind it, and not have it be so overwhelming and you know, and kind of stressing our system out, so to speak, you know. But definitely, that's basically it. And then onyx I'm working with as well, grounding, discernment, with decision making, hematite, you know, being strongly grounded in the energy, blood flow, exercise, vitality, concentration and focus. You know, got the malachite risk taking, and it amplifies any and all energy. So you gotta be aware of how you work with malachite. It's almost like a quartz, you know. But and the copper energy connecting with the sacral connected to the emotions, you know. But, you know, that's basically it. And rhodonite, I spoke on that, healing the trauma. That's basically it, y'all. Peace, peace. Happy now. Now the vibrator course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past.